this is Jason with Penguin and Panda Productions. I will be your narrator throughout this video. And hey, this is also Jason, a true hero, dropping off this long-awaited package from Longpack. He is our DHL Person of the Year. He was kind enough to let us take a snapshot of this momentous occasion and pose for this photo. We are very excited, as we know you are too. It's no secret that this has been a long and rough road. We have faced many challenges, made even more mistakes, and just fought tooth and nail to finally bring this project to where it is today. There's been name calling and accusations, all sorts of nasty stuff, even an atrocious BGG rating for Onimaru, a game that isn't even out yet or played by most who rated it. But we're just excited and grateful to finally have this opportunity to show you this game. Like the actual game, not pictures or TTS and all that nonsense. And thank you for sticking around. We can't be more sorry for all of the unsatisfactoriness along the way. But you have shown compassion and excitement and grace, and we are thankful for that. Thankful to you. So let's get into some unboxing segments. First, we will open up the game box and show you the inside all packed out. And then later on in the video, we will take a more extensive look at the individual component groups and give you more details on those items. So without further ado, let's jump into Onimaru. I have the Deluxe Edition box here, basically packed out to kind of just go through and show you. So as far as the box cover, we have some spot UV going on, notably the logo, as well as the group of Hoardlings here, and then additionally the Oni's hair, arm bracers and swords, then a Hoshimoto's swords as well, and Zhuangzhu Fu's magic. These little sparks are also spot UV'd, and then of course the two words Deluxe Edition here. So that's the spot UV on the box. That'll be the Deluxe Edition as well as the Retail Edition. And then we have underneath the lid this nice, beautiful artwork by MJ Leong here at Hoshimoto. Very lovely. He did a great job on this. So that's the top. We're going to dive into the contents here. We'll have the deluxe components sheet that just basically shows you the additional items added to the deluxe version of the game, the Oni tray and some dice, some additional Oni cards, of course the swirl dice. So those things are added to the box things, the deluxe edition box specifically. The rulebook here, nice quality thick paper on that. Of course, I went ahead and put in the two expansion rule books just to show you a complete package of everything in the box. Legendary Foes and Heroes from Faraway Land rules. Then we're going to get into the boards on top. So this is the base board that of course is with the retail version of the game, the base game, and then it'll fit on top of the trays here underneath the books. But if you go with the either the deluxe stand-up dice tower or the deluxe edition Shadowgate or a dice tower Shadowgate, either one of those is going to use this baseboard, and then it'll the gate portion of it will attach here. This will fit in the box, of course, but unfortunately, just because of real estate in this box and the size of those pieces, the stand-up gate and the dice tower Shadowgate will not fit in this box. So you're going to have to kind of keep those somewhere else on your shelf or wherever, wherever you want. On top here we have the player trays. Our sample only included one player tray, so there would be 3 more player trays just stacked up on top of these. They kind of fit on top of each other and just kind of form to one another, so to speak. So all 4 of those would be on top of here. As you can see, there's a little space for them to just kind of rest in here. A little bit of wiggle room, but they're not going anywhere. And they're actually covering up what's underneath with the tokens in this little tray. So they're going to cover that up. And then right underneath the player trays is going to be the Deluxe Oni tray. If you opted to go with that, sticker here is not stuck. We just have it sitting here. And the Oni tray is going to form into this top layer of the second tray, of course. And it's covering up the dice tokens. This is the solo village board. And just kind of sit here on top of these tokens. So we have all the dice, the attack dice, the mastery dice. This is the additional Oni dice, and of course the critical dice here. Honor tokens, health tokens, reroll tokens, and this is the base punch board version of the Rage Tracker. And of course there's a die version of that for the Oni tray, the plastic tray. So this is the top layer of the base tray that sits on top of the bottom tray, and as you can see here, this exposes the technique cards and Yusha cards, or excuse me, the technique tiles and Yusha cards that are in this little divider section of the tray. So this tray would come out, holding all your dice and components and stuff. Underneath it, we have a variety of things. Of course, we have the Oni dashboards that sit here. They'll sit on top of this side of the base tray, on top of these supports, and then there's a little section here where they kind of sit off here. So a thing to note real quick is this sample, the base tray, well, so it's not the base tray actually. So the box itself is a hair too small. I'm not sure what happened, but the box is too small. So this base tray, we actually had to kind of trim down to get it to fit in the box. Things still worked out well for the most part. When these cards become sleeved, it would maybe become problematic on some of it. But and then of course the way these fit in here, these Oni dashboards, they're a little too tight. So as you can see, they're resisting against these hero boards, where normally that would not happen because there would be more space on the box on this side, where these Oni dashboards would sit inside here without butting up against these hero boards. So that's kind of an issue that will be fixed, and we'll cover a few other things where you'll notice the box size is affecting with what's going on here. So the Oni dashboards here, then on top is we have the hero player boards, and on this base tray there's some notches here, which is a pretty nice addition. These little notches basically fit in the grooves in between the damage spots of the hero board. So as you can see, these little grooves, so it fits right in those grooves. It kind of keeps it snug and secure. So this is the section cut out for the hero boards, and those sit on top here, just like so, and they are locked in place and they don't move. So we'll take those out. Underneath we have some Oni attack cards, just some section. This is actually a section for the wooden discs, the skill discs, which I don't have. They're actually not with us here, but the ones that we did receive were too large anyhow, so they're going to have to be resized. And those sit here. Underneath the Oni dashboards, we have spots for Hoardland cards, 4 sections over here, and then we even have a 5th section over here for some Hoardland cards as well. And then we have 2 sections for skill discs. Skill tiles. Pretty good stack of tiles here and here. Now this is where the problem of the box size is coming into play. So the tray needed more room this way, where these skill tiles could go all the way down without kind of butting up against the box so much. So the slightly larger box would help that, and those would rest all the way down. And the same is true over here for the talent tiles. These talent tiles there's not enough space for them to kind of be grabbed and picked up and removed from this box because of the box size. So this is a smaller card section for Nightfall cards, reference cards,
even solo technique cards for solo play. And then we just kind of have the leader marker sitting here, leader flag. It could even go in here, possibly. Nah, it wouldn't fit. Yeah, maybe it would. And then over here in this section, of course, is the technique tiles section and the Yusha card section. And as you can see, the technique tiles act as dividers for each of their decks of Yusha cards. So here we have Battle Cry, and then of course there's a deck of cards here, the Yusha cards that go with Battle Cry. And these are this is one of Hoshimoto's set techniques. And so those are pretty cool that they act as dividers. There's notches, little notches inside these inside the tray here where these technique tiles kind of rest and sit in. Yeah, so and there's room for more as well. So that's the contents of the tray, both layers of the base tray and the trays on top. This kind of gives you an inside look of the full box there. Go ahead and set everything back in here. So this is as you can see, the Oni dashboards are a little snug fit because of the box, but that wouldn't be the case in your copy. On top. Just like that.
Okay, let's jump into some individual components of the game, kind of highlight those and go over those. Let's start with some Deluxe game, base game stuff. Of course, this is the Deluxe sheet that shows you the components that are added to the game, the Deluxe version. So we have the Oni tray, the plastic tray here, along with the Oni dice, some additional cards, swirl dice, some additional Oni as well. Just different cards, Yusha cards, Oni attack cards, Nightfall cards. Of course, that adds a 7th Yusha card to the original 6. The Onimaru rulebook. On the back is a handy reference guide, and it goes over the different phases of the game. This is one of my favorite Hoardlings, the Nezumi. I love that guy. Yeah, it goes over the different phases, the preparation phase, hero phase, Oni phase. Nice quality pages throughout. Here we have the hero customization page, all that info. Oni setups, big setup of the game spread, additional gameplay pages, Oni's phase. This page is the solo gameplay page here. And then we have this lovely illustration from MJ Leong. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at the different shadow gates. There are 3 different versions of the shadow gate board. The basic flat version, then we have the deluxe stand-up, and then the dice tower. So this is the deluxe stand-up shadow gate, where the actual gate itself will stand upright, and it is actually the connector here, the little puzzle piece, is compatible with the dice tower version, because the gate part itself will remove itself from the main board and use these connector tabs to connect to the board. This has a dial that connects to the moon here to keep track of the Oni rolls. We have different divider walls for the dice to roll down the dice tower. Of course, this is the bottom where the dice roll out, and then this section is the tower itself that the dice roll into, the walls, so to speak. And they will come out this hole here as they roll down and go into the tray. It's a lovely design, and I like it a lot. It's fun to play with. This is the basic shadow gate board. It comes with the leader flag that you'll piece together. It will stand up as the different card sections. And then we have some sets of Oni here. This is the expansion content. This is the deluxe content that also comes with the expansion. And then, of course, the base 3 Oni. Circle 1, Circle 2, and Circle 3. These are nice card stock. They feel really nice in the hand. They actually are linen finish, so they have a nice texture to them as you pick them up and feel them, and you can kind of see that texture as well in certain light. So those are those items. This is the base Oni board. So if you do not get the deluxe edition, you'll get this board for the Oni. Essentially works the same. We have the different dice placement sections where you'll put dice as well as damage tokens when the Oni is attacked. There is the Oni rage track here that you'll use the punch board marker to enrage the Oni. The Oni attack deck will go here, discard section, and of course the different Oni attack cards that are displayed out for the Oni to attack are 4 of those. Some iconography here for adding rage to the Oni in certain situations. And of course those dashboards just come up against the board here, and the artwork will complete the dice placement squares, as you can see. There is, however, one problem. The size of the relationship between the Oni dashboards and the Oni board is off. As you can see, the graphics do not line up. The dice placement sections, they're a little bit off. So we'll look into that, get those resized. It actually turns out, I think, that the Oni dashboards are a little too small. So we'll get those cut larger and it will all work out.
Here are the main game punch boards. 3 of them with the different tokens. Damage tokens, honor tokens, health tokens, and then of course all the tiles, the technique tiles and talent tiles, skill tiles, things that go inside the player boards. On this side we can see the different hero specific, or the hero specific tiles that match pre-built builds. And then there are some that are blank on the back. The first punch board here is the non-specific, non-hero specific tiles that can be used for anybody. Of course, anything can be used for anybody if you're going to do a full-on customized hero as opposed to a pre-built hero. But yeah, these are turned out nice. Everything looks good. Thick cardboard on these. The player boards. These are what go inside the player trays. You will choose a hero to represent you, and it'll fit inside the tray. There are 6 different heroes that come in the base game, then a few additional in the hero expansion. These all look nice. Juan Jufu here. And then one of my favorite, Kuroguro. He was a Kickstarter stretch goal add-on hero. Ninja. So let's look at the player tray itself, and get everything inside this guy. So it looks like there's some little ribs on the Onimaru logo, and it's because of the slanted design on this part of the tray. The cards sit here and they kind of slope, so I think that's the only way maybe that it can be printed. However, I know that the process of printing sample plastic is a little different than mass-produced plastic, so the final units will be of better quality. So there is an issue that we noticed with the player boards. The dimensions are slightly off to fit inside this tray, so we're gonna have to kind of tweak the die cut file on this, and just the tray, the player boards themselves, they don't fit all the way in the tray on the left side over here. There's little tabs that kind of help the boards fit in snug here, but whenever we do that on this side, it's going to be a little long over here on the, yeah, all this part looks good, that fits well. This is nice, and then once we get to this side, you can see it's a little too long, a little too wide, so that'll need to be adjusted. And it's every board, so it's just the overall die cut for these boards, causing them not to fit all the way into the tray on this side. So an easy fix, not a problem. Let's look at some tiles here. I'll put some. This is a talent tile, a very nice fit. And then of course, game trays design here. We've got the little flip and pop up, easy to remove from the tray. So it sits in recessed, doesn't really move around, and then it's easily removable with the little pop up. This one shows that Sun Fury gives you an additional health, so it adds a 7th health to what you already get with each hero, and so there is room for the health token to sit on there. So the health tokens fit nicely into the slots here on the board, so that'll work well when those player boards get adjusted slightly. And then of course the one that goes on top of the actual tile here, so that works well. It's enough room for it to sit in. Yep, very nice fit. The skill tile slots. Let's put some skill tiles in over here. Of course, the same design where they sit in recessed slightly, and then they will kind of flip and pop up, and you want to remove them and change those out. So that works very well. There's the slots next to these spaces for the skill discs themselves. Whenever you unlock a skill, place the wooden disc over here. As you can see, they fit nicely inside the tray. When moving around, when it's jostled. Pop in different tiles for customization purposes. Skill disc slots that come over from this side and are moved over to this side. Technique tiles. These fit pretty well. I noticed that they're a hair snug, just a hair snug. So we'll slightly reduce the die cut for those, but not bad. Just a little too snug for what they need to be. Of course, the Yusha cards that go with these technique tiles, when they're upgraded, they'll slide under these tiles. Dice placement slots up here. Dice fit well in these spaces, and they're recessed enough to where the notches kind of catch the die to where they don't go over. You can kind of butt them up against the plastic here. Now, when the tiles fit a little better, not quite as tight, there'll be more room. Of course, here we have the parry slots for the dice to go, so they fit well in the tray to parry the Oni's attacks. Game Trays did a good job with these. Just a few tweaks needed, and they'll be perfect. So to upgrade the technique tiles to your techniques, flip a card, slide it under. So those these card sections under here fit well. I do notice though that the card slots are a little too small for sleeved cards, so we're gonna have to get that adjusted. The specs were called for to fit sleeved cards. Obviously we're providing sleeves as well. So when these upgrade, we'll slide these in here, but we'll need to get them adjusted for sleeves. But they does work out well for the most part. Upgrade a technique up to 3 times for the most part. That works out well. So we'll get those adjustments made. Tray bumping shouldn't be an issue. Everything kind of sits still.
Okay, a few more.
Let's take a look at the Hoardland cards. This is the Hoardlings that come in the base game. Between the basic Hoardlings and the advanced Hoardlings. Nice deck here.
Let's see here. We have the solo.
This is the solo village board that is used in a solo game. We have the easy side, where you have a lot of help spaces, and then on this side is the higher difficulty, harder difficulty settings. You see here we have normal, hard, and nightmare. And this is the easy side, has more spaces. But on the other side, the hat icons will denote the setting that you choose to go to. So the harder the setting, the less health spaces the village has. We have some Oni attack cards, Nightfall cards, solo technique cards for the solo game. You'll be choosing those to add to the techniques that you have in your tray when you're playing a solo game. Yusha cards. And then some reference cards here, along with some Nightfall cards. So the reference cards will show you the different phases of the game and some other useful info, like some Hoardling attack icons and their meanings and such. Let's take a look at these. So we have the different round phases: preparation phase, hero phase, and the Oni phase. Over here we have enemy activation icons and some additional info there for your reference.
Now this is deluxe content. So we get extra.
This is actually some deluxe content that's added with the deluxe Oni. These deluxe Oni come with the deluxe game, and then they're also included in the Oni expansion in retail. But
so a few things that went wrong actually.
So the added content.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this is one of the issues that we found. A few of these Hoardling cards printed wrong. They came out pretty bad. So we'll make sure those files are right on Longpack's end and get those adjusted. You can tell the difference here between the correct print and a bad print. Not quite sure what happened with just a few of these, but we'll get that figured out. Same for these solo technique cards. You can tell the difference in the color, the colorization. Something was off on a few of these, so we'll get that checked out, get that corrected. All easy fixes, fortunately. Nothing too major. Yeah, so these, as you can see, it's only some. Some are correct and some are not. So that's very interesting. That. Yeah. Okay. So just some miscolorization here that we'll correct. The dice turned out nice. We have the regular attack dice that you'll roll, and each player gets 4 of these. These came out nice. They feel good. They're a heat transfer. This is the critical dice, little off-white colors to keep them separate from the attack dice here. And then the mastery dice in the different colors. This turned out well. This is the crit icon, so whenever you roll one of those, you can tell the difference between a regular magic and then a critical magic side, right? And once you roll that, you'll add a critical dice. You'll get to roll one of those. So yeah, these are nice. Good feel. These are the extra Oni dice. If you added those, also they come with the Deluxe game, 10 of those. And mastery dice, 4 colors, all feel good and look good. So here are the leader flag pieces, the actual flag itself, and then the little feet sections, the base section. So you'll build this, and this goes to the leader of the round. Let me get this built for you. Yeah, assembled here is the leader flag. Came out very nice. It stands up well. It doesn't knock over easy. It's kind of shows you the things that the leader gets in the round. Yeah, kind of tip it, and it doesn't fall. Move it around very easily. So it came out very well. These are the different pieces of the game trays insert system. The 2 base trays here. The one goes on top of the other. The Oni tray here on the left and the player tray on the right. There will be 4 player trays in the game, and those will stack in the box.
So the base insert tray here for the box, as mentioned earlier, the box is slightly too small, so we had to trim around the tray to get it to fit properly. We have the different sections here for Hoardland cards, 4 sections. These are the Oni attack card sections. We have skill tiles here, and then a talent tile section. Technique tiles and Yusha cards. This is for Nightfall cards, reference cards, additional Hoardland section there. This is for the skill discs, so the wooden discs will go there. Then we have the second layer of the tray, goes on top, and fits very nicely. It's a good fit. It leaves the technique tile section exposed here, of course, as they are a little higher. We have a space for all the dice, some additional dice here, token sections, and more token space over here. And then, of course, in this top tray, the Deluxe Oni tray, the plastic tray, will fit in here. A little cutout place for that to go. And it sits right in there. And of course, you'll add the sticker onto this tray that shows the Oni Rage track info and all the other iconography. So you'll just stick that on there like that. Yeah, it's a really nice fit. The issue though with the Oni tray itself is the Deluxe die marker, the Rage marker spaces are too small, because there was some confusion with game trays on the dimensions of that cube, the die, so to speak. So that'll be adjusted and tweaked and corrected with no problems. But everything else worked out pretty well. The different spaces for the cards and the decks, and we have the little flip design here in the tray where the cards can easily pop up to grab those when they change out. And then on top of this section, of course, the player trays go here, little notched out slots where the tray will fit on top. And there will be 4 of these stacked on top of one another, and they fit well, and they just kind of mold together, so to speak. But yeah, those are the trays inside the box. Just an overview shot here of all 4 of the trays. 2 base trays, Oni tray, player tray. Stack these up here. Second level of the base tray fits very nicely. It works well for this system. And then the Oni tray on top of that. And then the player tray sits in the grooves. Of course, there's 4 of these that stack to complete the system. Worked out well. Okay, looking at the expansion content here, we have Legendary Foes, the Oni expansion. Of course, the box was a little smashed in delivery. Creases here on the side and tabs bent up, but anyhow, this one was a little better. This was the original sample of the expansion they sent. It stayed intact for the most part pretty well. Let's take a look inside and see what we have. Show you the contents of this expansion. It's going to be the Legendary Foes little rules sheet. I believe it's 2 pages total. We got it folded backwards here. I'm definitely having trouble with this with one hand. Okay. The rule sheet here for the Oni expansion kind of goes over some a new concept or two that the Oni and Hoardlings introduce in this expansion. Showed you the new Oni sets and what they include, the new Hoardlings they bring to the game, and so forth. And the new group of Oni, Circle 1, 2, and 3 here in this set. With Kappa here shown on top. These are the tokens that these Oni use, the shell tokens here for Kappa, and the track for the third Oni, I forget his name, Ryujin, I think, King of the Dragons. Oni attack cards, Nightfall cards, 3 Nightfall cards, 1 for each Oni. Hoardling cards, pretty good stack of those. Taking a closer look at the Oni dashboards themselves. Full set with linen finish here. They have a nice feel. Kappa and his reverse side with his added power, the bonus ability that he gives to the following Oni. Invoke is a new ability that this expansion, a new keyword this expansion adds. One of Kappa's things, so you'll learn about that. Keiji Kimono, little shadow Oni. He brings in some a new Hoardling type, and then the third Circle Oni, Ryujin, King of the Dragons, and he has this track here that is a kind of a new thing and that other Onis don't use. And that's what this little tracker is for. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but anyway, this just goes along the track here and shows you an ability that or a thing that's going to take place when the track reaches certain points throughout this. Yeah, so that's something you can learn about and have fun with. So taking a look at Kappa again here, his shell tokens that he adds, these turned out nice. Take a look. They have kind of a turtle shell, hard to see right now, a turtle shell graphic background with the shuriken on top. Let me see if we can get a better look at this. There we go. Yeah, kind of a
I'm drawing like 30 cards in my turn.
Turtle shell. Look, there we go. Those turned out nice. Take a look at the Nightfall cards here that come with this expansion. There's going to be 1 for each Oni. Kind of has an added effect. Of course, Kappa here, this adds shell token to his board. Kind of, it blocks incoming damage unless you clear it with a shuriken, which is pretty cool. Then we have one for the other two Oni here. When this Ryujin card clear skies, it shows nothing happens, which is a relief. But of course, if he is in the game, then you will draw 2 Nightfall cards from outside the deck and resolve those abilities. So it's pretty rough. Oni attack cards here. We're going to have a set for each Oni. Kappa will have 4 cards that are added to the deck when he is in the game. It shows you the icon here, who they belong to. And then the next 4 for Keiji Kimono here. And then Ryujin's set. He's turned out nice. This, of course, his track coordinates with these cards, so depending on the number shown on the track. And then, of course, the marker itself. Some extra advancements here for the marker on Ryujin's track. So that can be dangerous. So taking a look at the Hoardland cards for the Oni expansion. There's going to be a total of 10 Hoardlings per Oni. Of course, it's going to show you here which Oni the cards belong to. They are added to the game, to the Hoardling stack, the Hoardling decks, when that Oni is in play. So 2 different types of basic Hoardlings, and then 3 advanced Hoardlings that show here the advanced icon, the basic Hoardling icon. So 10 total, with 3 being advanced for each Oni. Here we have a Shadow Cultist, the advanced Hoardling for Keiji Kimono here. Here with the Dark Supplicant, we have additional health spaces that kind of coincide with Ryujin's track up here, which is pretty cool. So if the marker has reached, for instance, the space here that shows the 2, then the Dark Supplicant will have this extra health space, this dice allocation space open, and so her health is increased. So that's pretty cool. This is the advanced, a basic Hoardling for Ryujin. So yeah, definitely adding some new things here for these Oni. Some new concepts, which is pretty cool. Same for here. You're going to suffer wounds equal to the value shown on the track, the number that's revealed. So those are the Hoardlings for this expansion. Let's take a look at the Hero expansion, Heroes from Faraway Lands. This box also kind of got a little smashed in the package. They weren't wrapped in cellophane. They just kind of sent the boxes themselves, and this is the original sample was sent. It fared a little better, but these weren't wrapped. Again, they kind of had to put these together quickly with the whole lockdown situation going on in Shanghai. Let's open this up and take a look. Several stuff here. We have the hero boards and the main punch board here. Looking for the mastery dice. There we go. Yeah, this expansion adds 1 additional mastery die of each color because it has mixed mastery dice combinations that you can do. 2 of a different type, 1 of each type for 2 total. The rules sheet here. This is just a single sheet. I don't think there are any new concepts added here. Just a few things that the abilities themselves add. The hero abilities from techniques and Ishii cards and such. Here we see the specific hero stuff for the heroes in this expansion. The dice came out well. 1 each additional that matches the dice in the base game, the mastery dice. Again, 1 more is needed because 1 player can have, like, for instance, 2 red mastery dice with 1 hero, and then another player can have a red and a blue with 1 of these new heroes in this expansion. Yusha cards here for each of these two new heroes. These came out well. There's going to be 6 for each technique. And then, of course, the Deluxe Edition adds a 7th. Here are 6, and then its pair, if for the pre-built heroes, kind of has a similar colored or a light colored kanji symbol to denote that they go with that hero. Those look good. No problems there. Taking a look inside here for the hero boards and the punch board. We had a little surprise that we revealed to you not too long ago. We actually added a 3rd hero board to this expansion, and it basically gives a different version of this hero, Ikiro Hashi. So this came out nice. Again, there's going to be the same problems as far as the size, so we'll get those corrected. This is Junghai Jin, the 2nd hero in this expansion. She came out nice. And the alternate is this is a masculine version of the Kirohashi, and then we have a feminine version, right? Just their faces have those different differentiations of masculinity, femininity, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, those are. It's just a little bonus we wanted, just so you can have your choice of which one you wanted to be. Those are good. Then we have the punch board with the technique tiles, 2 for each hero. If you're going to go with a pre-built, then we have the skill tiles and the talent tiles. Martial Prodigy here actually adds a 3rd skill disc to the player, and that skill disc will come in the expansion. Sacred Bloodline allows you to add a 4th upgrade to a technique, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, these are nice. And on the back, of course, it shows you just some hero artwork that it goes to that hero for the pre-built option. Of course, you can customize your own hero and use whatever you want, which is fun. Nice art for Kirohashi there. And then again, the different ones that go to each hero with the pre-built stuff. Yep, very nice. No problems with this board. We have here the standard basic gate board. This is the gate, obviously, where the Hoardlings come out to attack the players, to meet them in their fields. Hoardling deck, advanced Hoardling deck, Nightfall deck. So just a 1-piece, no folds. That's what comes in the base game. And of course, we have the Deluxe gate board that has those same spots. Of course, the gate is placed here as opposed to on the actual gate itself as far as the art goes, because the gate stands up. And we have a little problem here with the sample. They made the fold on the wrong side of the board. So this is the front where the moon is on the left. The fold is going in the opposite direction, so we'll have to do it like this as far as the PPC goes, but we will get that corrected because the moon definitely needs to be on this side. It is just better. Let me go ahead and set this up. As you can see here, I put the backs on what should be the front, but that's this, and then of course this little interlocking puzzle piece goes just like that. And the stand up the Deluxe board here. It looks like everything's okay. Of course, this is supposed to be on the other side. Flop it. This is the dice tower version of the Shadow Gate, the punch board for it. This includes all of the pieces for that build. Let's take a closer look at it and get it built. So the gate portion of the dice tower, of course, this also, the fold is backwards. So, we'll just go ahead and show you how it works, even though this is going the wrong way. The tab needs to go the other direction, like in the stand-up board.
Okay guys, I built the gate tower, dice tower, gate board here. Because the fold was backwards, I just went ahead and ripped this fold part off so I could stand this up and show y'all. This is the dice tower here. It wasn't too bad to put together. I noticed a few things that need to be touched up, like just the sturdiness of these little tabs here that punch through the slots, because it kind of started to fold up on me. But it is very sturdy. You have 3 levels of little dividers that the dice roll down. And of course the dice tray that they roll out onto. And that will, of course, once this is the fold is the correct way, it'll puzzle up against that, and this will line up here just like this, basically. And you have a place underneath the. Sure, that was sturdy, yeah. So these legs come to the bottom here, so when the dice roll, it's pretty sturdy. We have a place underneath the gate deck for the cards to go, the monsters that come out to the heroes' fields. And we have the tower. Of course, this is the dial. I don't have the actual rivet right now. They didn't send it with the PPC. But as you can see, this will count the dice rolls for the Oni. The Oni has 4 dice rolls. So as you can see, the excess part of the roll here, where you can use your finger the thumb to roll that. So this will roll a 2 to track your rolls here. Once you roll for the 3rd roll, as you go on to your 4th roll, and of course you're out of rolls. The Oni is no rolling no longer. But yeah, there's that. So the actual dice tower part itself, let's get some Oni dice and show you these rolls here. We got 6 here, so it's a pretty enraged Oni. We're gonna drop them just like that. Pretty nice. If it was connected with the puzzle piece here, of course it would be a lot better. It wouldn't be moving around. Did I miss one? I did miss one. Let's add one more in there.
Yeah, everything turned out pretty well for the most part. Just a few issues, those that were covered, and they are minor, so we'll get those tweaks made and get everything adjusted and get back with you shortly. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.